Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode. And today, I am doing something I don't normally do, which is I'm reviewing a video the same day that it came out. I actually managed to be on topic and relevant. I'm just as shocked as anyone, quite honestly. But here we are, a Cinderella Christmas, right after a little bit of chats that's going on. Hey Tommy, yes Alana? I could choose to my friends when we get out of here. Sure, I'll love to meet your friends. Meanwhile, the friends, we're all dead. Anyway, laughing because oh, good, someone knows the thumbnail. Naturally. Okay. Anyway, before we get into this, I thought Fireport 39 would be in here, but I guess maybe it's not the right time for her. So, she'll find it eventually anyway. People tend to in general. So, yeah, we're just gonna start. But yeah, check out the original video in the description, and I'm going to lower the volume again. All right, we're good to go. Proceed without further ado, on with the review. Father, I have concocted an idea. Sorry, I just got to turn a bit down. There you go. What is it, my dear boy? As you know... Bye. I can't deal with that stupid line. As you know. Right. So, you know what? I'm gonna. There you go. All right. Dear writers everywhere, as you know, the phrase "as you know" is always the laziest exposition line that you can ever have. Because if a character knows something, why is it being told to them? If you want to say the festive season's approaching, you could say something like, oh, well, given the festive season that's approaching, so that way you're not just explaining to somebody who already knows, when it feels like it's forced. Josh, we've had this discussion before. You and I have literally had the same discussion before this. As you know, is lazy. Just think of literally anything else. There's a wide array, but every time I see as you know, it usually comes... Well, I say every time I say usually. What I mean to say is most of the time, whenever you see as you know, it usually comes with a seal of poor quality for the product. So it's not a good sign that it's in the the third line of dialogue is literally the default exposition line. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, as you know, the festive season's approaching us. And you have been conversing with me about choosing a bride. Yeah, see, exactly. As you know, you have been doing something. Of course the father knows that he has convinced the son to do something like this. So why would the son be forced to explain it back? It is just for the audience. And when it's just for the audience and not in the story, it takes you out of the story. That's why it's lazy. I propose an idea of a Christmas ball that we can invite all the lords, ladies, princes, and princesses to come. Hey, you know, he's not picky. We got a buy prince on our hands. Fair enough. Gain some points back, I think. Send them from near and far, and perhaps from them I may choose a bride. I mean, at least the guy's on board with, the thoughts of he's at least on board with the idea of the arranged marriage. There you go. I knew I'd convince you for the second time. Because as you know, you've said this before. I think it's a splendid idea. I'm glad you're putting thought into your future. I shall send orders to make the invitations at once. I will say, nice title and logo. I think even Ghosty would be happy with that one. Ow, that hurt. It's just a part of the process. Your hair will have knots in it first thing in the morning. It's not your worst case of bed hair. Priscilla! Priscilla! That name is just popping up everywhere now with Flowerpots and Johnny, isn't it? Why does the prince have no highlights in his eyes? No offense, but he looks dead without them. I mean, I guess when you contrast him with everyone else, not the people in real life tend to have, you know, highlights in their eyes. I guess it's just down to personal preference on that one. Mummy got invited to a ball by King Alfred and the prince, who doesn't get a name, apparently. Okay, sure, whatever. A ball with the prince? Yes, and apparently the prince is going to choose his bride there. It's so going to be me. Didn't you say that only your mum got the invite? If the invite's for the family, then say we got invited. Ha! You? I'd obviously be the better choice. Your one's talking 9 in the morning, you're still in your pajamas. Yeah, getting your hair done, that's not fair. I slept in, okay? I'd like to go to the ball. Ha 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 ha! It's only for royals, for ladies, duchesses, and princesses. And which are you, actually? Because honestly, like, in the Cinderella story, I generally don't know the answer to this question. Because there's so many adaptations, they just keep forgetting to say, like, you know, who are these people? They seem to be usually, in most stories, just, like, simple peasant folk. But the ball is open to everyone in the kingdom, and that's why suddenly there's, like, a way, suddenly an access to the prince in the first place. There's like an extra thing there. So if they're already like that, then I don't know. I generally don't have an answer for that one. Not silly old maids like you. Does anyone remember that one Afmal Gacha video that was like there was a world where only maids and princesses existed and no one else had any other jobs? Can you imagine? Eleanor at the ball trips down the stairs and breaks her nose, and that's why they all have noses in this version. What a sight! And then she falls into all the food and gets it all over her. I only wished. That's the thing. You see, Ella has been like genuinely nice to who I presume are to be, you know, the stepsisters. So yeah, I guess that is a bit more tragic. They're not at each other's throats. They're just, you know, having her on the side. And now we're once again back here. Can you brush any faster? We have a ball to get to. Are they wearing the same colors as before? Just different outfits. When you change the color, but you don't change the color, but you change the actual outfits in Gacha. If I brushed faster, then your hair would rip out, and it would hurt. We're going to meet Prince Felix. Ah, there we go. So he does have a name. I bet he's so dreamy. I'd be the perfect girl. It's been a while since I've seen a Cinderella Gacha story. I don't see many people still made them. That's the thing. I mean, I haven't seen Cinderella Gacha stories themselves, but what I have seen a lot of is the hated child becomes a princess, which is just, it's basically Cinderella. It's Cinderella. So I guess I've seen a lot of them, technically speaking, but yeah. Of course you wouldn't. I've got the looks and the personality. And the modesty. It's not worth arguing over. He may not choose you anyway. Doesn't pick sides. It's perfect. Oh, don't be silly, Eleanor. How would you know when you're not even coming? Oh, there's them. There's the mother. Oh, you actually see there's a difference in like the age and stuff. It's very hard to nail like having older Gacha characters. Not to mention as well, a few silvery highlights in there. Yeah, I definitely buy this image. Absolutely. Wouldn't have chosen that skirt necessarily, but honestly, that's it as far as this visual goes. Maybe the green shoes. I'm just doing Emily's job for her, she's not here. Oh, that's right. I forgot I was supposed to invite Emily because it's the weekend and she's able to actually be up. Okay. There we go, just in case. Whoops. Lady Alexandria. Hello, Eleanor. Hello, my sugar plums. Mummy, how do I look? Ready to win the prince's heart. But, Mummy, I'm supposed to. It doesn't matter, as long as one of my daughters marry him. You mean marries, but okay. Now come, our ride awaits us. So what time period are we in? That's what I want to know, because it seems like it's modern now, and of course the background itself has like a bunch of modern appliances, but they seem to be operating on like the rules of the past as far as like, the monarchy and stuff being a thing. I never know what to think with these with modern stories where it's like, yeah, you know, royalty is still a thing, all the status things and such that, we seem to have they seem to definitely be moving away from are still very much in effect. I don't know. That being said, I love this, by the way. The way this combination of transparent, save PNG backgrounds, gacha thing. Oh, actually, maybe it's a green screen because of the chat. I can't remember if you can do that in studio mode or not. Versus live action house with actual snow going on in the background. It goes a long way. Oh wait, no, the snow's in the foreground because it's going over the top of her. Okay, yeah, this is I will say, yeah, the visuals in this definitely have been a spectacular improvement so far. Also, here's a little bit of background knowledge about Cinderella that I've been waiting to bring up. So this character's name is Eleanor, which could obviously be shortened to Ella. And in the original Cinderella story, the reason she's called Cinderella is because she tends to sleep by the fireplace or be around the fireplace, as we see now. But she used to sleep and be actually covered in ash and cinders, which is why she was called Cinderella. So the fact is that clearly, hated child or stuff aside, honestly, there's a real understanding of like the story of Cinderella, like of actual source material itself that is on display here. I guess the issue with that is because it's a story that's been told so many times before. It's kind of like just doing a Christmas Carol, literally by the book. It's been done to death. So people always like adds these bizarre variations and such. So I'm wondering, we've got the accuracy so far. I wonder what's going to be the twist here. Watch Majesty be her fairy godmother or something like that. I really don't actually know. And the steps having green and pink and the outfits that having red outfits very much a Disney movie. But Elma having hints of gold in her maid outfit is very much like some Cinderella books where she has the gold dress, from what I know. I don't know about the gold dress personally, I just know about the cinders part. Hello, Fox. I don't get it, why can't I just go? There's got to be some way out to get there. I'm sure the other maids would like to go. Maybe the entire kingdom. Again, it usually is the entire kingdom that goes, which is why the whole like search for the person whose foot fits the slipper is so bizarre because you'd think that someone else would have the same foot size in the entire kingdom, but, and of course the classic, I searched far and wide in the kingdom just to find my one true love. A woman I danced with for a total of, like, 2 minutes, maybe? But yeah, that doesn't hold up, but again, it was the entire kingdom for that reason originally. Why weren't we invited? Oh, and Restream is in the way again. Oh, it's Crash Bang, sorry. Okay, you've got the soundtrack, why not just have a crash and bang in the sound effects? I mean, Johnny's managed that recently. What? Who is that? I need to go full screen. Sorry about this, chat. Ho, ho, ho! Hold on! Ah, now here's the original part that I was anticipating. Santa? Yes! That is me! What are you doing here? Comet, Dancer, and Rudolph want to take a scenic detour on our test flight. Test flight? Was this your first flight as St. Nicholas? What? Really? Huh? Hey, if you want to write a script for a royalty story, let me know, because I've been meaning to do it for some time. I was trying to get this video, I actually didn't have time to do that. Time to add sound effects, but had time to add a score over the video, which is just another sound file. I don't know. Also, we've got like, how many more days until Christmas? 9. So it's not like there's any like time pressure really. And I heard someone in distress, so I came in to see what the problem was. Really? Yes, of course. Tell me, child, why are you crying? My masters were invited to a ball and I wasn't. Nobody likes silly old maids. You would have been to Japan, have you? I'm kidding. I can help you get to the ball. With a little Christmas magic, you'll be there in no time. But you must be back before midnight, or people will notice you're gone. And by then, the magic will have worn off. Oh, thank you. Also, forget the other maids I mentioned a few seconds ago. I guess they don't get to go, but I do, because Santa found me first. Yeah, again, some things in the Cinderella story were written that way for a reason. Actual visuals of her checking herself out. Perfect. Yeah. That's all you need, just little details like that. That's what I always look for. Whoa, I look amazing. Thank you so much, Santa. You're welcome, my dear. I used the right you're. I'm Santa. Now, I believe you will need a ride to the castle. Yeah, just hop on the sleigh. Would you like to come in my sleigh? I'm not counting that as prediction, by the way, that was obvious. Your sleigh? I'd love to. All right, come with me then. I do love the snowy castle. Again, establishing shots and exteriors. Oh, and actually, focus play. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, upped visuals in this. I mean, I don't think this was rushed at all, quite honestly, because, yeah, the level of polish here is definitely admirable. In fact, it looks like we're about to get a panning shot, but maybe I'm wrong. Close enough. Yeah, either way. Excuse me, ladies. She's beautiful. Who is she? I just realized how much it looks like Gareth. I forgot to mention that. Wow, he really does. Greetings. Welcome to the ball. I am Prince Felix. You are the prince? It's a pleasure to meet you. She's more composed than, her stepsisters were. or not stepsisters here, because if she's just a maid, it's not related to them. I guess that's dead end. Not sure. Where have you come from? Kyamore, sir. Ah, so you're from around here then. May I ask your name as well? My name? Yes, of course. How else are we to be acquainted? Just call me Cinderella. Okay, her giving her real name here raises a problem later because that's her actual, or maybe in this case, Cinderella is actually what she calls herself because she's just called Eleanor normally, I guess. I suppose that's taking back the stigmatized nickname and using it for yourself. That works. Why not, I guess? For now. Well, Cinderella, would you care to take this dance? Ah, yes, let's see some Flowerport 1300 dancing. I don't know how. It's okay, I can help you as we go. Alright then. Just copy what I do. Oh, they are kind of copying each other, yeah. If they're gonna, like, dance around or something, but yeah, fair. Now you walk around me. For someone who doesn't know how to, you're quite a good dancer. Or at least a good copycat, you know? That works too. Really? Yes, are you sure you never learnt? I never had a chance to learn anything. Nobody invites me to any balls, or anything, for that matter. For the matter. Really? How could someone forget such advice of such a charming lady? I can invite you somewhere. Follow me. Let me show you my favorite place. Alright, the only question is, what kind of royalty story? Oh, right, okay, yeah. Sorry, you were talking about that before. Couldn't tell you. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe like maybe like a tribal royal story or something like that, because technically speaking, they do call like tribe chiefs kings and queens sometimes, and their children princes and princesses. Maybe that's the twist. I don't know. Yes. Also, sorry, I kind of like. I'm pretty sure I got really like sucked into that, honestly. Like, but I want to say before that the dialogue in this being so eloquent, it actually really like does mark a huge difference in what we've come to expect from the seemingly like the modern and very colloquial speech from the previous Eli projects. So of course that it does stand out because obviously Eleanor's trying to put that on because well she's grown accustomed to that from her mistresses, but also because the prince would just talk like that anyway. So they match each other, and they also visibly match each other when they're actually dancing together. And I'm pretty sure I have to go back to check, but the music I'm fairly certain was actually timed, so that it actually kind of starts in the apt place for that dance to actually happen. So really, there's loads and loads of details that are going into this. Again, I'm very excited for like the rest of Eli's content that's a bit more modern, honestly, because there's a huge difference between this and like the early days of jazz pops and stuff that I saw before. I mean, just again from even the cinematic perspective as well, with like the split focuses, the actual zoom ins, the custom backgrounds. There's a lot to appreciate in this. And while the story is basically, it is just Cinderella, so I can't really say for certain. There is enough here, at least so far, to be a bit distinctive. I'm not sure there's too much else that's Christmassy in this, apart from the fact that Santa takes the role of the fairy godmother. But I don't really know. And yet, see, exactly, you've never heard of one, therefore, it's less likely to have been done. This is about the Halloween video. Oh yeah, definitely. I think this is my favorite Eli video that I have seen thus far in general. And it got transition shots with the moon, everything. Yeah, it's great. This place is beautiful. I always enjoy coming here and need a rest. To escape life's duties. That sounds wonderful. I should get a palace like that. I don't have a palace balcony, though. Maybe I should visit your balcony. Just become the Romeo to his Juliet, I guess. I can't believe I just said that. Um, she becomes the Christian to his Roxanne. There we go. All right, Serrano reference rather than a Romeo. Blech. Blech. Okay. And yes, Josh, I'm saying I know it has her own twist. I listed the Santa one before this. I'm just saying I haven't seen that many as of yet. I'm hoping there's some more, honestly. And then I could give you dancing lessons. Cinderella and Prince Felix, world dance champions. I don't know how to ever dance properly before. It's much more fun with a partner. You haven't had any balls before? No lord has ever asked you to dance? No, not at all. I'm beginning to find it a bit silly. I enjoyed dancing with you, even though it was brief. We should do it again. Okay, might be the music just indoctrinating me at this point, but again, that's what music's supposed to do, so I can concede to that. But also, their chemistry is great here. That's like a thing that I've seen a lot of like more modern Cinderella things because they dive much more into the conversation and the actual chemistry that she has with the prince in any of those realities because originally it's just they dance, they have a good time, midnight strikes, she runs off, etc., etc., and the only real appeal for both of them is just the other's outward beauty. But I begin to see in a lot of the recent ones, they either meet several times beforehand, and it turns out that the prince actually still loves the original version that he met before the ball more than the other image, and just happens, oh great, there's the pair of them are the same person. So they either do that, or they just give more time and emphasis here. And both of those make sense because honestly, again, for me to care about a couple, I have to see how they actually interact together as a pair, even at least on a platonic level, at the very least. So again, you've got that here. Hold on a second. The princess looks soulless, like if he was just forced to be there. I mean, he kind of was, but it was his idea. I don't know. Um, Ghost Kitty mentioned before that because he doesn't have highlights in his eyes, he looks more soulless than the others, and I think that's just, again, we're kind of used to seeing that at this point. Tribal royalty story. Dies for tribal royalty story. Yep, rival. Okay, you're talking about that. Okay, yeah, you deal with that prompt, and we'll see you later. Maybe longer this time. Care for the dance, my prince? Oh, I'd be honored. And the music track fades as the scene does. This is just brilliant. I don't think I can dance anymore. My legs will fall off. We've been dancing for a very long time. We should probably get back inside. Oh, wait, are you meant to be like out? I guess the crickets are going, so I guess you're outside. Yeah. The others may be wondering. Are you okay? Before we go back inside, I should tell you something. I'm not a lady, I'm not a princess, I am no royal at all. Good, that rounds your search down later. I'm just a silly old maid. You are? Thanks for being honest, it's alright. It is? I did want to invite everyone in the land, but I was afraid my father wouldn't like it. Oh, so just didn't mention it in the actual scene where you said to invite all the duchesses and all that stuff. Okay. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. It's approaching. Oh, right. The music intensifies because now he says it's approaching midnight. Instead of hearing the clock, the warning is there. We really should go back. Midnight? Oh no, I'm sorry. I must leave. Wait, so suddenly? Actual running and movements. Gotta commend that. Your shoe! Father, I have something urgent. What is it? I met the most charming lady tonight. I want to get to know her more. But she's run away and she left her shoe behind. I don't know a lot about her. Okay, one thing I say, this music actually does really suit like a chase sequence or something. The two things I would have done here, probably to improve that, I guess, would be have the running be a bit faster than it was before. I'm glad it exists. Just, speed it up a little bit because it looks like they're just like gliding along. But also have it so that the transformation sequence, like back into Eleanor, sort of like happens gradually. Like maybe like pieces of her clothes start returning to normal, her hair goes back, her mask disappears, not all at once. And so that way, while she's still running, trying to conceal her face, she has to deal with that at the same time, and that increases the urgency because this track really does like invite the urgency. But now we've got to this point. I'm trying to say frantically in my delivery, be like, "Father, I have to do this," blah 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 blah. But honestly, the way they're talking right now, the actual scene, it looks pretty calm. Just again, the music is tricking people, which is what you're supposed to do. But still, looking at it from an analytical perspective, I'd say those things would have made it better than it is already, which is still pretty good. I don't see from around here. Very well then. I shall send out a message to search for the girl. Whoever fits your description and fits the shoe is the one. Okay, so it fits the description. That's good information as well, because normally they just search around just for the foot size and I've got nothing else to go on. Girls, you have a chance to live with the prince. Okay, this is where I would have faded that track before this scene came in. Not now. Sort of arrangement to formalize between tribes, sort of a cliche story. Those types of stories, if done right. Yeah, fair enough. That's the other thing that you could say is that maybe you could say is that possibly somebody from the outside has to return to assume their role as princess in the first place, just because they were sent away from their tribe. They discover that, oh wait, there's a connection to the family line or something, and they have to ascend because they're like the last of that particular royal connection, which they have to teach them the ways of the tribe at first, but also how to fend off against the warring tribe that ended the other people in the royalty line in the first place. Something like that. That could be a bit of a twist in that proceeding. Okay, anyways, we have a chance to live for the prince. Good. Proceed. Yesterday at the ball, the prince fell in love. The girl ran away and left the shoe behind. Oh, wait. Are we getting this? Oh, my word. There's a scene in the actual Cinderella story that I don't know if Eli is actually going to do. If she does it, I will be very impressed. Just by the boldness. Whoever claims to be her and fits the shoe gets to live with the prince. But apparently she was a maid, so you must pretend to be one. Now quick, hurry! He could be here any minute. Being a maid is boring. Just wait, he'll be here soon. Wait, I think I heard something. Oh, we have Dandini, is that who that is? These look nothing like her. Well, there you go. He's actually describing. She has light brown hair and green eyes. Wait, did they realize? Look at their faces. They might realize. Oh no, I scrolled back by accident. Sorry. Here we go. Not black hair and brown eyes. I am her, I promise. And I put on a wig and put contacts in. A modern excuse. Gotta appreciate that. Eh. Do you want to try the shoe on them, Your Majesty? Is it even worth it? They're clearly lying. Do you have any other moods? No, we don't. Hey everyone, what's going She just shows up. Fantastic. Then who is that? There were also other maids mentioned apart from Eleanor, because again, she mentioned other maids in a previous scene, but I don't know. Prince Felix? Cinderella? She looks almost identical. Again, the prince is not an idiot. Okay, so now I mentioned the scene I thought might actually happen in this. The way the mother was talking before, it seemed like she was going to go through the effort of actually ensuring the shoe fits. Because the thing is, in a lot of versions, I think the Grimm version particularly has this, the stepsisters in that actually cut bits off of their feet, particularly their toes, so they can force their feet into the glass slipper. Which immediately, hopefully they cleaned it before they actually got to the next person. And so Cinderella wasn't just like wearing a glass slipper with like bits of congealed blood inside of it when she left with the prince. But also, how was that supposed to fool anyone? Because I'm pretty sure that they do that in front of the prince. So it's like, well, yeah, of course it's not you. But yeah, just on that, I thought we were going to get that gruesome scene. I mean, fair enough that we didn't, don't get me wrong. Most versions leave that part out. But just saying. Got the cinders part, at least. Shall I try the shoe on her? Yes. Oh, look, she's still wearing the other one that's like, okay. Oh, no, that's the same one. So I thought he was going to put it on, okay. So it fits like a glove. Is it really you? Yes. I can even show you the other one. That would have been perfect. That would have been even better. Oh, I never thought I'd find you again. Cinderella, will you come to live with me in my palace? Yes, I will. And you can call me Eleanor. For now. Ah, that's a great callback. And this is the last visual. And the track fades, just like that. So yeah, I do have one thing to say. I just realized, sort of towards the end of that because Eleanor confesses that she's a maid right before leaving, it sort of defeats the purpose of her having to depart. Because if she's going to transform back, it doesn't really matter anymore because the prince already knows the truth. And I know that Santa mentioned that because of that people noticed that she was gone if she wasn't back by midnight or didn't leave by midnight. But quite honestly, who cares? The prince can vouch for her. I'm pretty sure, getting engaged to the prince or being with the prince around that time would probably bypass any sort of punishment. And even if she got fired as a result of it, I mean, she could probably just, work at the palace or again marry the prince. So actually, I think I might have to go back and retroactively say that doesn't make sense, just because why would she then run? The confessing the maid part's okay, but you don't need to run there, which kind of also removes my visual suggestion from before. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. But yes, you're right. Finding something that didn't hurt my brain. I mean, obviously, the story itself is basically, I can say this now, it is basically just Cinderella. Unfortunately, there weren't too many Christmas connections in there. I mean, Santa being the fairy godmother is one thing, but as I said to Josh before, I was hoping for some more things in there because it was the whole point was the connection. They didn't even mention the word Christmas for most of it. And I don't get that because like if you want to just tell the story of Cinderella, you don't have to make it Christmassy. Just tell the story of Cinderella. Except for the Christmas parts were still the only original, like new twists to the story we've seen adapted a million cajillion times. However, the music score was exceptional. The visuals spectacular, especially considering the growth that I have seen from this particular channel, this particular creator. And the dialogue actually does seem pretty natural. I didn't find any real spelling mistakes apart from like a Mary versus Mary's, which was a grammar thing in the first place, but that's it. I mean, this comes as close to being like, devoid of the usual Gacha isms and the flaws that I keep seeing in every repeated project over and over again. The as you know part at the beginning, it definitely did not paint a good picture for the rest of it, but what saved it was the rest of it. So yeah, this still remains my favorite Flowerpot 1300 video by a significant mile. And yeah, Josh, you might say this is an 8 out of 10 project. I might even go up to 9, quite honestly. Oh, also cinematography. I've got to mention that too. Yeah, 9 definitely. So yeah, it's just a great time. All right, and I finally managed and I reviewed it on the day that it came out. So yeah, go ahead and check out the original. It is brand spanking new if you're watching this on the day of release. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Leave likes on this video and the other one, and subscribe to Flopbot 1300, and also to myself if you're leaving. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you haven't already. And on that note, Merry Christmas, and until next time, farewell.